I'm going to start us off with our setting. I'll tell you where we're at, and then we're going to go around the table, and then you're going to introduce your character, and we're going to try to figure out where you are placed in this, or how you fit into this world, into this set.
Yeah.
Okay. So to the far north of the jungles of J-Port Pralo, a city-state exists order of the temperate region. An exercise in contrast, its buildings of pristine marble and bronze or gold stand in unpaved streets filled with muck and mud, which this time of year has yet to harden under the cold of autumn. Here, beautifully adorned, nobles parade next to abominations clad in white and gold of Razmir's holy order. Has everyone read?
Yeah, I read what you said.
Yeah. So that's basically it. The six things that you should know is that the city-state is autonomous, despite currently being under the rule of the Yuan-Ti, or the Snake Man Empire. The Empire of Snake Man, about 100 years ago, began an open war on all of the rest of the kingdoms. The Yuan-Ti, or the Snake Men, are humans actually that have devoted themselves to the dark gods.
So they grew tails?
They
lost their limbs?
Not necessarily, no. They hold the snake as sort of their ideal creature.
Oh, okay.
And the gods that they worship often take the form of snakes. So they ritually alter themselves to bring them closer to snakehood. And typically when you see a Yuan-Ti, not a lot of them, the vast majority of them actually look just like normal humans, maybe with one or two snake features like eyes or forked tongue or some scales, but not a lot. Most of them could pass for human actually. But the closer, but the higher ranked ones have the privilege of undergoing ritual mutation to turn them closer into snake. So, like the highest ranked ones, the leaders of cities and generals of armies, these ones are maybe about 15 feet tall, triple cobra heads, 4 arms, and then elongated tails of this gigantic snake monster, essentially, kaiju-looking creature. Those are the highest up. But for the most part, the vast majority look just like people. Normally, the purebloods, as they're called, the ones that look like people, they infiltrate societies to push the agenda of the Yuan. And 100 years ago, they performed a coup across several kingdoms, revealing that several kingdoms had already been converted into snake cults. Essentially, their monarchs converted to the worship of the dark gods, and so they waged war on the rest of the continent, one by one, eventually taking them over the course of about 100 years. It's been 10 years since the war officially ended, and what was once the alliance that fought against the Snake Man, the Yuan-Ti Empire, has now become the resistance, because now they're just guerrilla groups, cells essentially, just everywhere, trying to hold out, doing the best that they can to continue to harass the empire. But most people believe it's sort of a lost cause. Almost everything is under the Yuan-Ti. You are in Razmiran, which has retained its autonomy throughout the war, primarily because they've allied with the Yuan-Ti. It's ruled by Razmir, the sorcerer king, essentially. No, well, not really, the god king. They call him the god king. Primarily because he's converted his entire city to the worship of himself as a god. So it's a theocracy ruled by all of his priests. And the most famous thing that the city is known for are the children of God, which are these beasts, artificial. I guess if you watch Full Metal Alchemist, they're all homunculi. Artificial creatures created ostensibly through Razmir's will. Supposedly, he and his priests simply will them into existence using vast amounts of divine power. But nobody really knows, other than whoever's in the actual clergy, because it's performed in the temple laboratories or the temple palace of Razmir, and all in his palace called the Throne Steps. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go around and figure out. Did everyone pick good characters today?
I think I'm fairly good. Like,
Good neutral. Good neutral. So people that are not likely to ally with the UNT.
Right.
Okay. All right. So that's all. There's no good and evil at this point. It's just, are you for the UNT or are you not? Or are you not? If not, that means that you're probably part of the resistance, or you are affiliated with the resistance, or you know somebody in the resistance, or you've just not taken a side yet. Let's go to, I think Kaldrim's already got something prepared. Kaldrim.
I do, but it's pretty long, and I have to ask you something. You told me you're gonna change some stuff in my backstory, right? No, you were gonna.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We can go with that first.
Okay, so should I read my backstory?
You can give us like the gist of it. First of all, what do you look like? Race, class, and then.
Okay, so Kaldrim is a half elf. He was a noble. Actually, he was from the God Grand Kingdom. This is something I made up myself. Apparently, my kingdom got obliterated by the Yuan people, and I had no choice. I mean, 10 years ago, I had no choice but to run away from my kingdom and hide as a commoner. Eventually, an elven woman found me on the streets, took care of me. And for 10 years, she taught me lots of things, how to live and how to survive in Razmiran. And
how old are you now?
I didn't think about that.
Because 10 years ago.
I guess I'm 20.
So you were 10 when you ran.
Pretty young when I ran away. And after 10 years, this elven woman who took care of me fell sick. And now I want to...
You're pursuing a cure?
Yeah. There, I guess.
Okay. All right. And she is a resident of Razmiran?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So you've been living in Razmiran in hiding for 10 years?
10 years.
Let's go to Bavos.
I am Bavos Falcon's Flight. I am a half elf. Falcon Flight.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a half elf. I'm a charlatan. So, I want to rid the world of this dark and despicable kingdom of the Yuan. I want to destroy all of Razmir's children in its abominations. The world must be cleansed for the holy triune God. People must be led on the true path. Rights wrong and souls saved. So I'm 35 years old, 5 feet 9, 115 pounds. I have these weird handlebar mustache things. My nose is broken from when somebody found me too obnoxious, punched me, and it's never really healed, right? I'm kind of chinito because of the half elf, the elf inside. I'm a health nut. I don't like junk food and unhealthy stuff too much. I always have this smell of strong perfume, so you can kind of smell me before.
Right. You're a charlatan, which means that you have a recognized false identity.
Yeah.
What identity is this?
So my recognized false identity is that of a swordsmith.
Swordsmith.
Yeah. So I'm in Razmir, kind of undercover, trying to find out how best to bring this whole kingdom down, right? So I'm kind of like on undercover. I sell like swords and small metal things as a swordsmith. But really what I'm looking for is my opening, or maybe some people to work with to make some real damage. So I've been in Razmir for 5 years, keeping my eyes and ears open, looking for an opportunity to strike.
Okay, excellent. So charlatan, the false identity is recognized, but this means is that you have the equivalent contacts and documents to prove that you're this person.
Yeah.
And so if anyone really asks you or scrutinizes you, you can provide all these documents. Yes, I am in fact this person. You can, if you so choose, you can have a different name for this false person, for this false identity, or if you just wanted to be Bavos, accept Bavos as a swordsmith, you can do that. Let's go with. Furnace, are you ready?
I mean, just choose one person. Go ahead.
Let's go to Bruce.
Right. I'm Bruce Garnetleg, gnome. She's around 3.5 feet tall. She's blonde hair, her ear with the big pointy ears. heavy armor, and if you if you ever catch a glimpse of
Is this
her
the
left
same
leg,
Bruce?
yeah, that one. There you go.
Oh, good. You're not bearded. You're
No.
not one of those bearded. Okay.
Bearded,
Ladies.
I think maybe female dwarves might be could be bearded. And if you catch a glimpse of her left leg, you'll see instead of flesh, there's a red metallic sheen. So she has she has a prosthetic leg, and that's how she got her. And that's how she came up with this name. She's not a native to this continent. She's from the Tinker Kingdom of Kanith in another continent, which was also embroiled in 100 years of war. But the horrors of the war took their toll, and she essentially became a deserter. So they had people hunting her down. So she had to smuggle her way and forge documents and to escape the continent. And so she fled that place out of the frying pan into the fire, and when she realized that there was also a war going on with the Yuan-Ti, she decided to go to Razmiran, since it's one of the few places. While it's allied with the Yuan-Ti, at least it's not oppressed by the Yuan-Ti. So for now, she went to Razmiran to bide her time. Well, mostly to escape her her treasonous acts, as she was supposed to be executed for deserting their war. So right, now she's just here in another war, but she's in an autonomous. She decided to stay in the autonomous city.
All right, let's go to Grail Greenock.
Hey guys, my character is Grail. It's spelled as in Holy Grail. Grail Greenock. I'm a lady gunslinger. So you can think of like a Western cowboy, but she's a girl with sharpshooting skills. I sort of look like this.
Cool.
Forgot to show you my character.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
I was wondering. I was curious.
This is how I look though.
Cool.
Oh,
Got it.
Oh, bata.
Oh, bata. Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm like 200 plus years old.
So Grail is a gunslinger.
Gunslinger,
She's a gunfighter, and her secondary weapon is throwing knives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as far as combat skills are concerned, that's her specialty. And yeah, she's a ranged human. She's about mid-20s, early 20s age, and slim. And she's a nature lover. Now, the story behind Grail is that she ran away from home because she was too, how do I say this? She felt too confined in her old hometown. She was a bit of a rebel, a bit of a disappointment to her parents because she was the rowdy, outgoing type. And a lot of people saw that to be as quite a fun becoming of her, as to what they would expect women or girls from the town should behave. So she decided to hell with it. I'm gonna get on with my own adventure. And she happened to get involved with a lot of different people along her travels, which led her to Razmiran. So despite her rebellious nature, she has an affinity for helping the weak. So she's someone has a brash, semi-aggressive character. She cusses, she smokes, she spits and rigs. She's like a wild card in a way. So she doesn't mind. She doesn't really care who she's talking to, whether it's a person in authority or if it's a person her age, whether younger or older. She would talk the way she wants. Sometimes to the point of being a little undisciplined. So yun. But despite that, she sides with good. She tries to do what's good and she protects the weak.
Chaotic good.
Along her travels, she met certain individuals who have been asking for help because, let's say, these individuals have lost loved ones, their loved ones have gone missing, and let's say they have certain problems that she would like to help them get through. That's her.
Okay.
Let's go to Poker Furnace first.
Okay, Poker Furnace is a fur ball.
You have a picture?
Cleric. Yes, I do. Here. Yeah, I do.
Poker furnace.
He's a
Poker
fur It's
Poker
named
Furnace.
after Pocahontas.
Poker what?
No,
Furnace.
it's Pocahontas. Named after Pocahontas, but since he's a furbolg, so it's Poker Furnace. Kind of looks like this.
Did I see? I've had
8 feet
difficulty
tall.
trying to picture
8
what that
foot
would look
tall?
like up until now.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
That's cool.
He is a trickster cleric. Worships the god Loki. So
Loki.
Or the
yeah,
equivalent.
the equivalent. So actually, furbolgs, they're protectors of forest, nature, everything. So they live in communities, in rainforests or jungles. But in Poker Furnace's case, his whole village was raided and wiped out by the one.
Oh, shit.
No,
So when his village was raided, they left him for dead. He thought he was dying, so as he was laying down, he just uttered some half-remembered spell for Loki. Just died, but then woke up. Thought he died and woke up. And that's it. His whole tribe is gone, so he now wanders freely, swearing to be the protector of unprotected rainforests. Led by a trickster god and haunted by a murdered dragon.
Nice.
We'll give you, for now, we'll give you the god of Mask.
God of mass.
Yeah, Mask. His name is Mask. He's basically the equivalent of Loki in this case. He's sort of traditionally perceived to be a small-time god, not really big on mass worship. Typically worshipped by small-time thieves or those that wish to go to pass unseen. Part of the culture of the world actually is that they wear offerings to Mask. Especially nobles walking the streets wear tributes to Mask. It's this fat pouch that is easily snatched off of your necklace. And
So it's like a free...
when pickpockets come around,
You
they'll
know, they
take the tribute instead of whatever is actually on your person. So, assuming that you've kept a healthy amount in, that you've basically protected whatever assets you actually have on your person. So that's where he's at. But he's also known as sort of the bringer of change, mostly. He comes in and shakes things up, especially when during authoritarian rules, either strictly good ones or strictly evil ones. In this case, okay. I do agree with this one. Very, very useful. If you don't have that yet.
It says
No.
life more.
Closest to
What's the name of your character?
My character's name is Kill Jun.
They cure wounds. Yeah. It's very nice. It's the strongest second level spell that Okay. So, we're gonna, for the sake of brevity, we're gonna say that you all found your way to each other already. So you sort of you have an acquaintance already. So everything that's been said, unless there's something specific that you're keeping secret, everyone else knows at this point. You may have worked a few missions together. You might have had a failure or a success at some point. Because we're working we're generally working towards the. Well, you're not, except for you, right? You're not. You two are the only ones. You three are the only ones not actively working towards the downfall of the Yuan Empire.
Yes.
Right, yeah, right now not yet.
Just want to find the cure.
Because
In a way, I sort of ventured into this already. So I'm sort of building this like I've reached this place as part of my tracking.
Yeah.
And as to what is causing all these disappearances and with all these people asking for my help and stuff like that.
Because I'm just like trying to lie low. So, but I'm not actively for the Yuan. The reason I came to Razmiran is because it's not oppressed by the Yuan. So
you don't care either way as long as people are not bothering you.
yeah. You will. That's for the now.
If I get it right, you're using the place as a sort of a breathing room?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Unfortunately, Razmiran is a fiercely authoritarian.
Yeah, so we're like, well, shit.
It's just that it remains autonomous from the Yuan Empire, which means that it's not as closely regulated. And people aren't snatched off the streets to be sacrificed in blood rituals. There's a relative amount of safety in Razmiran, as long as you worship the right god. In this particular case, I'm going to let you choose your mission. Several factions in Razmiran are vying for influence or power. Many of them would approach people such as you with adventuring skills. Adventurers are not too common, especially in this day and age, especially those that are free to be hired, essentially, because they'll either work people at the level of adventurers or typically soldiers. So many would be looking to try to extend their influence through the use of adventurers. Some of them might be rebels, others might just be political infighters in Razmiran. I'm going to give you a bunch of missions that people might have come to you to offer you, and then you guys can tell me which is most aligned to how you would like to how you would like to move forward, especially regarding to your personal goals. The reward, let's say, coincides with whatever you might have in mind. These people are influential enough and far-reaching enough that they might have resources, especially to cure diseases, or they might have assets that can provide information, especially towards your investigation, and etc. Okay, so there are infighting is currently going on within the clergy of Razmir's theocracy. There are some that would see their rivals fall, especially supported by, and this sort of infighting is supported by the rebels. There is Inquisitor Collatina. Inquisitor Collatina is currently undergoing spearheading an investigation in the Tower of Indulgence. She is investigating a group of nobles who wish to a group of nobles that she suspects of sedition. She suspects that they are rebels in disguise. Inquisitor Collatina may have reached out to you guys. She wants people that are unaffiliated with the clergy to assist her in this. She would like you to go investigate these people, find out if they are rebels or seditionists, and if they are, either bring back proof or just kill them. She's looking for outside influence because she doesn't want the nobles tipped off that she's investigating. Inquisitor Collatina, however, is herself the target of other evil intentions from other people. Rebels might have might have reached out to you, rebels, or perhaps if you so desire, fellow Inquisitors that have reached out to you, that Inquisitor Collatina is a highly successful Inquisitor, and she needs to be taken down a peg. So they wish for her to be disgraced, or simply killed, or taken out, or diverted, however you wish to occur, but they require that she is no longer able to do her duty. Let's say that that's the offering of a rival Inquisitor. Obviously, they don't want to be affiliated with this. Inquisitor Collatina, however, has so far proven quite hard. This is you are made known. It is made known to you that this is the second time that they've put a bounty out in Inquisitor Collatina's head.
Okay.
The first time failed miserably, and one of the members of that party has since been captured and brought into the temple's dungeon. I'll let you know now that that was a previous group that has played this. They failed to assassinate Inquisitor Collatina. One of them died, and the other was captured.
The other died because he was being
Miko was captured. Do you remember Miko from the con?
Yeah.
Oh, this is from the con.
No, not from the con. But same players. So you're made to know that Inquisitor Collatina is resourceful, never goes anywhere alone, and is quite powerful in her own right, and has successfully survived several assassination attempts.
Right.
Okay.
So this is from a rival Inquisitor. The rebels might have, the resistance might have reached out to you as well, indicating that there is a new Prismarine breed that is being trained here.
new. Wait, from who is it? From
the resistance.
from the rebels.
This creature is perhaps 3 times the size of an elephant, enough to have almost a small flying fortress on its back as it flies through, enough to hold munitions of several. Basically, they're going to turn into a bomber, as it's going to fly over the rebel bases and just pound them into the ground with alchemical explosions. It's got several ballista mounted on its back as well. Oh, I failed to describe the Prismarades. The Prismarades.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If I've ripped them precisely from James Cameron's Avatar. If you remember the mountain banshees that they ride.
Turuk Makto?
Turuk, yeah. Except they can shift in color. They are multicolored, and they have a scream that can magically cause fear.
Wyvern.
Kind of.
Wyvern.
I remember that they have membranous wings that are sort of connected from between their limbs, sort of like a flying squirrel, like a flight suit. And then the reptilian.
But really big.
They range in size. The smallest ones are only about the size of a horse, a single rider.
But this one is like...
This is the biggest one that they've seen.
So it's
the size of an elephant.
Indominus Prismarine
It's Indominus Prismarine. Yeah.
from rebels.
So they have Razmiran has commissioned its flight already. So it's going to be taking off for the Yuan-Ti Empire soon. Because as we know, Razmiran supplies the Prismarades to the Yuan-Ti. It's going to have its own flying escort, and once it arrives at one of the Yuan-Ti cities, it's theirs to do with as they please. And the resistance wants to prevent. So they wish for you either to sabotage or cripple this creature so thoroughly that they cannot use it, or if possible, fly it to the Bay of Rapiers instead.
Oh, okay.
The Bay of Rapiers is currently the largest holdout of the resistance. Currently in resistance, the Bay of Rapiers was founded by an alliance of pirates resisting the Yuan-Ti, and then slowly over time, more members of the resistance have come there to make it its own base. It's an island off in the oceans. It's quite well protected. Recently fortified. Your group, I think? Yeah. Recently fortified by your group. So they wish for you to either take it to the rebels or cripple it and destroy it as an asset to the Yuan-Ti. In either case, whatever you wish. So that's what we're sort of looking at.
Three
Sorry,
options.
The last one is to take
Sabotage or capture.
Sabotage or capture the
The
creature.
creature. Or divert it to...
use it as the weapon against the U1E.
Well, that's the goal. The Babe Rapiers, they want to try, the resistance of the Babe Rapiers, they want to try and use it. If possible.
Alright.
But basically, the point is that they want to deny the asset to the enemy.
So I'm gonna begin to become obnoxious.
Okay.
So, the first option is by Inquisitor Collatina.
Yeah.
This is a lady.
Yes.
Investigate the tower. Find out if the nobles are seditious. Option
Yeah.
1.
Right.
Option 2, take down said Inquisitor. Option 3, get the Prismarate, either sabotage or capture. So it seems that killing this Inquisitor Collatina is not as easy as it seems. So I don't want this kind of person against me. So maybe we work for
Not
her.
yet.
She could help me
Maybe not
find
yet.
a cure.
Is Collatina part of...
The clergy. One of the
No,
clergy.
I mean, is Collatina involved in the Prismarate project?
No.
Probably not.
No.
No, it's three separate.
Inquisitors are basically the secret police. They go around Razmiran investigating possible rebels or heretics.
I've had my eye on this tower for a very long time, so I would like to find out what goes on
Oh,
there.
nice.
Me too.
Okay. Actually, the lower levels are quite open to the public. The first 2 to 3 levels are commonly visited by even the poorest can find something of enjoyment.
The higher levels, that's where things get kinky.
Yeah, the higher levels, that's where things get kinky. Like blood kinky.
You want Coca Furnace?
So it's either, to me, it's either 1 or 3.
1
Either
or 3.
this- we do,
Yes,
we do,
just to kill.
It's
can
either
go.
1 or 3 as well. I don't want to kill Collatina. She can help me. I mean, if ever, she can help me find a cure to my friend.
Okay. So do you guys have preference for 1 and 3, 1 and 3?
Yeah, I would say we're 1 and 3 is pretty fine.
Okay. Okay. Is somebody gonna tilt the balance into 1 or 3?
she wants to keep it on the down low. She doesn't care either way about it. Okay,
Yeah.
just don't expose me too much. I'm trying to keep it
Ako
down.
syempre more on
I'm at
3.
3.
because if we're skipping 2, then that means we're all in agreement, but we don't want to go up against Collatina just yet.
I don't want to go.
And that's option 1 na.
Well, option 1 is to
We work for
her.
her.
Oh, yung nga pala.
Yeah. So we'll
So, but if you don't want to work for her, since
Oo nga.
You guys have any problems working with this lady? I don't see. I
I
don't
don't see
have
any problems if you could pull it off really well. I mean, if you could keep her undercover jobs from her detection, that would be fine.
3 sounds interesting. It's a heist. It's it's like what movie is it? Star Wars
Rogue One?
Rogue One, right?
yeah.
It's like Rogue One, either discover or capture it.
But what if we're there and the Prismarate goes wild, diba? I don't think we're...
Will you be able to get us
Blow
anything
your
else, like, which is a more viable or a more critical?
More critical mission. It
Accomplishment.
depends on your alignment and your goals.
Yeah, if you
Like I'm
wanna...
asking if we create more damage by killing or working for Collatina, or if we are able
But
to
for the resistance,
infiltrate.
resistance, strictly speaking, probably the Prismarate.
Yeah, the third
Yeah.
one. If you
But
wanna
for
deny
influence
the...
in Razmiran, making a very good impression in Collatina can get you access to places.
I'm kind of leaning towards 1.
number 1, you need.
So in the locale, Collatina is highly influential, so having her favor is a good thing.
Street cred.
Yeah. in terms of the wider scale, the continent-wide resistance against the Yuan Empire, well, denying access to war assets is very critical to the resistance.
Well, might I say, if we're going for one, I infer this to be espionage.
Espionage, yeah, basically. Okay. Is
I'm
it one?
sort of leading towards one.
One.
Okay.
It's so.
You agree in agreement? One?
Yeah, sure.
Game one.
But this is.
Ako, kind of leaning towards 3.
Ikaw? Okay lang.
Medyo,
By all
kasi,
means,
kasi
give us your take.
now that I've thought about it, I know that the cure for my elven friend can't be found inside Razmiran. So,
Well, not
I want to
necessarily.
take chances.
I don't know if we specify that.
Yeah.
If you're looking, I mean, supposedly, we don't know what the truth is, but supposedly,
Yeah, I'm good with
Razmir
either
is
one or
holy.
three.
If you do one right, then you get powerful friends.
Yeah,
And you don't
yun
know
din
what
eh.
powerful friends can do for you. 3, parang we just endear ourselves to the resistance. Maybe they can help you too.
Yun din eh.
Either way.
Either way eh.
Either way, there will be powerful people to help you.
Kaya, Gio either 1 or 3.
So I'm 1, you're 1.
One.
Okay.
Sige, one, espionage.
Your trickster god will like it.
Yeah!
So,
See,
okay.
one, let's go.
One din.
Lock my mura.
Okay. So
Undercover.
in that case,
Shady work. Right.
Okay, here we go.
Let's get our fake faces on.
so Inquisitor Collatina meets you at a nondescript location. She meets you at a abandoned orphanage in the Port District.
A
What are we
destroyed.
doing there?
Familiar sa place yun ah.
It might be familiar.
Picking our
It looks
orphans.
like the site of a recent battle, and word reaches you that this was where the last attempt on her life was held.
Wow.
So we should go back there.
Because, lightning never strikes in the same place twice.
It's
Wow, she's gutsy.
it's number one. It's part of her investigations. She's still gathering clues to help hunt down the remaining members of that assassination team.
Alright.
And number two, it's a bit of a reminder to those that she's meeting. It's sort of a show of power.
Oh, you know, they tried to kill me
yeah,
here.
because-
They failed.
Just looking around this place, it hasn't even been cleaned up yet. You can see a face ripped from a person's skull, just lying
I know
just
what that
outside of the window.
It's fresh. It hasn't
Yeah.
even decayed.
This
No,
is
no,
an orphanage.
This is an orphanage because the group held it. Their group decided to use an orphanage as their assassination area.
They evaluated
The
everyone.
good person in their group evacuated the orphanage before, so there's no collateral damage. So it's sort of her saying that don't fuck with me when as she's briefing you. So, her message essentially being, I can be a very powerful friend to have, or you're worse than me. As she's reading you. So there is a creature in the shadows that you cannot exactly see. Whenever you try to focus your eyes on these deepening shadows in the corner, you can just barely make out perhaps like a frog-like countenance, about almost as tall as Pocahontas, about 8 feet tall. But the closest that you can get to recognition is a shadow deeper than black.
Even the most perceptive among us.
Yes, definitely magically obscured in some way. She seems occasionally she speaks to it, probably giving it sort of leads or clues to search out on based on whatever she can find. You can see that she's collecting blood, primarily because collecting blood, scraping it off the ground into a tube or vial, and as she's breathing, you parade yourself however you wish. It's taking place, I think, in a classroom. You guys call it a classroom?
Yeah.
So you've taken a seat somewhere and just relaxing as she's going on her business, and then she turns to you and she says, "There is a set of nobles that I wish investigated. Now, so far they've invested quite a bit in the Tower of Indulgence. The Tower of Indulgence draws visitors from all over our allied countries, or allied city-states. come and enjoy the hospitality of Razmiran. But on occasion, you receive those who are not quite who they say they are. Now, these nobles are supposedly powerful individuals, well connected. It would not do for me at all to act on the wrong information. So I wish for them to be investigated first. As soon as you find proof of there being rebels and seditionists, I wish for you to disable them and prevent them from escape. If you can capture them, all the better. But if you have no recourse, you may slay them.
You what?
Slay.
You can slay them. It says there are.
Yeah.
We're just to assume that Collatina is already confident in our group. She's not
She
doubting.
trusts us enough to give us a job.
Okay.
You might have done previous jobs already, smaller jobs prior to this one.
All right.
That inspire her confidence. There are 6 individuals in particular, and they make up a noble and his retinue. Bukani.
Who?
Bukani.
Vukani?
Yes, a dark-skinned male. He seems to be their leader.
So the noble. Vukani. They are humans or specifically?
Yes, human. This Bukani is human. Together with Sakil, his seems to be lover / chief bodyguard.
Male,
she's
female.
Male, human.
Human also, dark skin as well. She seems to be the chief of his security. Nothembi and Makaya are his attendants.
Nothembi.
Nothembi, a woman, and Makaya, a man,
Makaya.
are his primary attendants. Usually his liaisons whenever he comes and goes, for whatever his needs might be. Oh, sorry, there are only 4 of them. Sorry.
4. Okay.
Yeah, just the 4 of them. They have an additional retinue of guards, but should you be able to gain their confidence and come in amongst them, I don't think that should be too much of a problem. And if you can bring me proof of their guilt, then I can assist you to in dealing with them. I don't think that their skill would match yours. However, I'm a firm believer that Bukani, Nathembi, and Makaya are knowledgeable in at least some magical art.
Okay. What if they're not? I don't know.
What if they're not?
What if they're not guilty? Or what if we find proof that they're not guilty? Or
Then simply report back to me. Though my instincts are never wrong on this, I do not believe that is the case. They can be found. They currently have rooms on the 8th floor of the Tower of Indulgence.
Are you going to compass free rooms next to theirs?
I could arrange for that to happen. Yes.
nice.
But each set of rooms is a suite, compartmentalized into its own wing. So I suspect that you will have they'll have their own security regarding entering or leaving their own premises. So it might be quite difficult in that. I ask that you not make too big of a scene for yourselves. If there's any assassination to be had, preferably invited. If you must act in public and you are caught without proof for your actions, then I will not hesitate to allow the guards to take care of you themselves. Do take note, the entrance and exit to the Tower of Indulgence requires a blood tribute. Each person entering the Tower of Indulgence has a vial of blood drawn and then placed within a vault. And when you
Freshly
leave-
drawn.
Yeah, freshly drawn. And then when you leave, you will give it back.
Why do they do that?
You ask the Inquisitor?
Yeah, I mean, why do they need the blood vial?
So that if you perform any sort of mischief, you're easy to track. Razmir seekers, she says as she gestures to the shadow in the corner, have ways of finding those whose blood they've drawn.
You're gonna give us some walking around money?
Sure.
You go talk her up.
Some Indulgence Alliance.
Sure.
What?
She is going to give you at the 8th level.
Wow.
At the 8th
Is
level,
is it more expensive the higher you go?
Yes.
You don't get
How many levels does
How many levels?
20.
Tower?
20
20.
levels.
20.
The tower?
Yeah.
Ah.
At the 8th level, she gives you each 800 gold.
Each?
Each.
Indulgence allows you
So like
So
Seriously?
why not just spend on the 8th level?
That's a
Or
lot.
the 800?
That's a
Serious?
lot.
800?
Because it's the 8th level. Now,
that's probably gonna
let's
go
put this
down.
into context.
Probably,
One,
probably gonna
a
get...
laborer at port, cargador, he'll make 1 gold a month.
Bye guys, see ya.
That's more than I think.
Well, you're for gold.
In real life.
In real life.
So, that's how much gold that you're playing with. But that's the sort of thing that...
But then things are probably expensive out there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm just gonna re-record.
Take 800 gold.